dum beat, turtles. Dum 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 beat, turtles. Dum 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 beat, turtles. Dum 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 beat, turtles. Turtles, 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 turtles. Dum 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 beat, turtles. Turtles, 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 turtles. I like turtles. I like turtles. I like turtles. Turtles, turtles, turtle, turtle, turtle. I like turtles. I like turtles. I like turtles. I like turtles. I like turtles.
Woo! All right. What is happening, Turtle Riders? How are we all doing out there tonight? Welcome to Uncle Turtle Boy's Late Night Garage Podcast. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30. I know it's like 9:37 right now, running a little late. That's all right. However, we also live record this on the podcast so people can listen to it the next day. If you're following us on SoundCloud and iTunes, you should pretty much follow us everywhere because, as you guys know, they're always trying to silence us, man. They're always trying to come at us, which is why we graciously appreciate your support too. We've been blacklisted, obviously, by Google AdSense. It sucks. We have been kicked off every Facebook platform imaginable in the last 30 days. Clarence with Emerson, which is our primary personal account that we use, that was suspended. I want to say 17 days ago. 5 days after that, Philip V. Prentice got sent to the hole for 30 days. And then shortly after that, it was Terrence Colley went to the hole. And then TB Ryder. All right. And I'm using a name right now called Brooklyn Kennedy, as are a couple others, just to kind of post on the Facebook page. You can follow Brooklyn if you want. And you can also follow Bristol. I mean, it's insane to keep up with us. And a Turtle Rider message today, right? And I want to talk about this just for a moment, right? Because this pissed me off a little bit. So a Turtle Rider message, and I feel bad because this guy's usually a big supporter, right? But it just really kind of we all read it, and it was I sent it to the girls, and they're just you could hear their teeth grinding, right? The guy, let me read it to you. I don't know if you guys read this today. Because, by the way, my real account, with my real name, got suspended yesterday for 30 days because of a post that I made on the Turtle Boy account 2 months ago about the police flag, the Blue Lives Matter flag in the Braintree High School that was some woke white people wanted taken down because black people will be offended by it. It was so stupid and ridiculous and racist in nature to even suggest that. But yeah, so that's down too. So anyway, I had this message here from a Turtle Rider, and it says the following. You all need to create an account that doesn't argue or insult people incessantly. Well, first of all, that's what we do, right? We argue with people that should be argued with, and we insult people that deserve to be insulted. So, I mean, that's like telling a plumber to stop fixing pipes. We can't do that, right? Actually, you need an account that doesn't interact with people at all, right? And I get what he's saying there because you're okay, but that's not why we're getting taken down. We're getting taken down because our friggin' profile picture says Happy New Year's on it. And he says, because having to follow 17 different Facebook pages just to read Turtle Boy is getting old. That's what made me insane. You don't have to follow us on Facebook to keep up with the posts. The only purpose of following us on Facebook, guys, is to interact with other Turtle Riders because it's fun, right? I mean, I go to Facebook. I love that's what I miss the most about our old Facebook page was waking up in the morning. I don't know, some of you guys probably went to that too, but wake up in the morning and just go into the Facebook page and reading the 5 million comments. It was the best part, right? And he's like, you're making it difficult for people to consume your product. Oh my fucking God, dude. Download the freaking app, right, that I paid a few $1,000s to create, right? Or sign up for the email list. Get an email. Or, even better, be a freaking free human being and go to the website every day. How about that? How about that? Just a thought. And he goes on. He wasn't done. And when I got that, I'm like, oh my fucking God, I want to kill this guy. But then, I got a message a couple minutes later, and it's even worse. It just says, furthermore, please, for the love of God, dial back the ads on your page. Okay, can we just talk about the ads for a moment? Because obviously I would prefer having no ads as well. But you go to TotalBoySports.com, right? And you click on a blog. Any blog you want. Let's pick the first one. Now, there's some shit that I want to get cleaned up here, obviously, right? Now, my computer's probably, like this whole not secure thing, I got to get that shit fixed. I don't like that. I also don't like this right here, or like the book. You can't even read the message. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. I'm not a web developer. I don't really care, right? I'm too busy busting out content. Like, why are there two sets of share buttons here? The fuck is up with that? I don't know. Stupid, right? So let's click on a blog. This one from South Shore Turtle Girl today. And let's check out these ads just for a moment. And you'll see it's going to load. And, you know, the page is loading. It's too fucking slow, first of all. I need to get this whole shit revamped. Make it better for you guys. I'm going to get it done. Trust me. It's just a little expensive. And, as you know, we've been kind of hit hard. And I need, like, a plan here. And I'm working with some guys right now to kind of, like, revamp the website, if you will. And at the same time, come up with the plan to monetize it. So it's not just a cost, right? It is a investment. So, all right, so now the ads have loaded. This is what you see for the ads. These are from a place called Rev Content. And as you can see, it's just like stupid articles about dental implants that you'll never read. And yep, they're there. But here's what you have to do. This is what a pain in the ass this is, right? You got to go like this. Oh, there we go. And we're in. So there we are. That's how you get to the blog. Now you'll notice we have like a header that we use below the blog. Like we have a thing for the book. Buy the book if you want it. All right. The sharing buttons, the donate button, kind of like an explanation of people about what we've been through. So this is like our commercials to like, help us out, help a brother out kind of thing. All right. And I know a lot of you guys, I'm preaching to the choir right now because most of you guys have donated or bought something, and I graciously appreciate that because you guys are like my homies. You guys are like the real diehards, and we couldn't do it without. You guys are the core of Turtle Boy. There is no Turtle Boy without you people, right? The people that listen to this podcast every day. It's great. But, that's it. That's it. Then you're at the content, and I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. Now, sometimes you get like a pop-up, right? And it'll be more of like the Rev Content shit. You hit the X on it, and it brings you to the top. And it's a pain in the ass sometimes. Then you just go right back to reading, man. That's it. Now, below the content, there's some more ads from Taboola and more Rev Content ones. Yeah, and that's it. And you only go through those to get to the comments. Every time you go through these and you go to the comments, one of those loads, we make like a fraction of a penny, basically. So that's it. I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about, right? And he went on to say, so about the ads, he goes, and I'm almost positive the majority of the issues you're having are with search engine optimization. I don't know if you guys are familiar with search engine optimization, but SEO is when you want to be like, you want to come up first for certain keywords on Google, right? So, for instance, if you want to search President Trump, right, or Donald Trump, we're not coming up on page one. We can write about Donald Trump a million times. We'll never come up on page one because we're not as big of a site as the New York Times, right? We don't have as many followers as they do. So that's how you come up. But the thing, you got to think, for SEO, who the hell's looking for Turtle Boy, right? If you're going to Google Turtle Boy Sports, A, you already know we exist, so that defeats the purpose of finding us on a search engine. And B, we're the only one that's going to come up. If you search for Musty Meat Flap, I would imagine we're going to be one of the top searches, and there's going to be a bunch of porn besides that. Because that's just, the things that the terms that we use are so unique that SEO is useless to us, right? And he's like, he thinks, it's just like this expert. I was so sick of it. It's just like, good God, man. I can't stand these freaking experts. That's fine. If you want to offer us advice, I'm down for advice. But you better have a solution. Don't just say to us, well, you should get rid of these ads. Right? I understand you have to find a way to generate revenue loss, but I feel like the ad explosion is short-sighted. A temporary revenue band-aid that does not serve you well in the long game. So what the fuck do you want us to do, dude? Have you bought a fucking shirt? Have you donated? No? Then shut your fucking pie hole. No one wants to hear from you. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be the crotchety old Greek guy at the pizza shop. But I will be that guy if I have to. Don't come here and say stupid shit to us. Alright? So I noticed we did not put, I specifically said, don't put his name because I don't want to shit on this guy because he's a fan, whatever. But he's got to learn. I hope he read it. So anyway, that's that. You can't close them even on the app? Yeah, you can. You can close anything. Yeah, you just got to close that one ad, man. That's it. Remember back in the day, like a year and a half ago when things were going really well on the site? That's when we had real problems with ads, right? It was like the free iPhones. Who here won a free iPhone or a free Amazon gift card, right? Those sucked. That was the downside of having Google AdSense, was that like shitty codes were getting through. So the good part about being blacklisted by Google AdSense is we're not going to have that problem anymore. It's good for you. Not good for us, but good for you. So, and you're more important than us, so whatever. Anyway, let's talk about, so here's the thing. I'm going to kind of leave it up to you guys tonight. Wow, I was looking through things to talk about, but I'm going to kind of have an open floor thing. So whatever topics that you guys want me to talk about and rant about, we'll do that because this program is about the people. All right, etc. I can't even close the apps, even on the app. Not every time, but I would say 1 in 5 times. I don't know what to say then. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I've never had that problem before. I don't know what. I'm not a tech guy, so I'm not sure if you guys are having that problems, what the issue is exactly. But yeah, I'm not entirely too sure. So if you guys don't have anything in particular you want to talk about, I can rant about a couple things because I'm not going to lie. What's been on my mind the last couple days has been Covington for whatever reason. It's like freaking Kavanaugh on steroids. But all right, so here are some things here. Willie Lee says, can we wait until next weekend to talk about the Pats? Sure, they're going to win anyway. The book I can't get my face out of. So are you reading the book, James? Have you guys all read the book? We kind of finished book club and all, but I hope you guys will like it. Or liking the book if you haven't read it already. All right. You want to talk about Teddy Roosevelt's service as a lieutenant colonel? Well, I'll tell you one thing about Teddy Roosevelt. He didn't lie about his military service, unlike Nathan Phillips, the hero, who went on the Today Show or whatever and lied some more. And by the way, now, the best part about this whole Covington thing, and what I'm loving about this, is the work of our girl, my friend Cassandra Fairbanks, who I'm very upset. She used to follow Turtle Boy on Twitter, doesn't anymore. And this guy, C.J. Pearson, this teenage black kid, right, Trump supporter, and a couple others, right? They've been creating a database of names of any blue checkmark who has defamed the Covington kids. And they've got this lawyer, Robert Barnes, who has previously represented Cassandra Fairbanks in a libel lawsuit against someone else. Now, he didn't win that lawsuit, but a lot of the language the judge used can be used as precedent, right? And because these kids are not public figures, the libel laws are very different. Yeah, like for instance, Mike Gaffney would have a really hard time winning a libel case against me because he's a public figure, and the standards for libel are much higher for public figures. For 16-year-old kids, though, this is like shooting fish in a barrel. And so this guy Robert Barnes, check him out on Twitter. He has been quote tweeting every celebrity or douchebag blue checkmark who has libeled these kids and said, giving them 48 hours to retract. And he sounds very fucking serious about actually filing lawsuits against these people. So they've all started to retract. A couple days ago, I saw the worst one by far. 48 hours till justice. It's fucking beautiful. Follow him, man. Follow him. I'll go to his page right now. Let me see here. It's Robert Barnes, right? There he is, Barnes Law. Check this guy out. If you're on Twitter, we're not. As you can see here, we're permanently banned, so we can't do shit except just go and check people's shit out. But he's been going to like Alyssa Milano. Like, just a reminder, this is libelous. Let me see here. And it's been working. It's definitely been working. That's what I'm saying. I'm like fucking. I'm kind of addicted to Twitter. I'm not even on Twitter or anything. Like everybody's just like, real talk. If Barnes Law told you have to apologize and retract for defaming the Covington kids and you haven't yet, you are making an enormous mistake. Tick tock. I mean, I hope this guy's serious, man. I really, really, really hope this guy's serious. Right? Now check this dude out. This guy's from the New York Times. New York Times. And this is how fake the news is. This is the real shit. Some blue check mark with like 4,000 followers. The New York Times probably fired some guy who's been working there for 25 years and hired this guy because he'll work for half the price, right? And he's like, I'm a New York Times reporter writing about hashtag expose Christian schools. Are you in your 20s or younger who went to a Christian school? I'd like to hear about your experience and its impact on your life. And like some people are like, so you're just going to trash the schools? And he's like, no. I'm going to be fair about it. I'm going to show both sides if you have good things to say or bad things to say. It's like, dude, you're using a hashtag called expose Christian schools. These people have a fucking agenda, and it all comes back to Mike Pence's wife. They fucking hate the fact that this chick works at a Christian school that like still is holding on to Christian values, right? When it comes to the gays, if you will. Now, you don't have to agree with them. I don't agree with them on gay marriage. Right? I've always been in favor of gay marriage, but if that's the way they want to believe, it's fine with me. They believe whatever the fuck they want to believe. Right? And if Karen Pence wants to teach at this school, then good for her. Whatever. It's none of my business because I'm not sending my kids to that school. I don't give a shit. These people hate it. They hate the fact that people exist out there who think differently from them. And so the fact that this is considered journalism now, some freaking blue checkmark Twitter egg going around asking, hey, tell me about I'm trying to write a very slanted article here about exposing Christian schools and send me your shit as long as it's bad. I'm not really looking for the good shit. Send me the bad shit. And so he's like, Barnes Law says, should a guy who spread the Covington hate hoax be assigned an article on Christian schools? So I guess that means he's going down too. I mean, he's going after Maggie Haberman at the, at the New York Times. All these people. Alyssa Milano is on the list. Right? I haven't read that update. I guess she said sorry, not sorry. She's fucking insane, by the way. Alyssa Milano. These liberals have lost their mind, guys. There's no other way around it. Now, the smart liberals have seen the writing on the wall, and they've all taken shit down and apologized. So many of them. So many. The worst one of all, guys, was Ilhan Omar, who is this, let's go to Ilhan Omar's account. There she is. Ilhan Omar is one of these fresh young faces, right? That was part of the most diverse freshman class ever. She's a Muslim refugee, and she's Somali, and she wears the hijab, and she's woke, and she uses Twitter, and she's so hip and shit like that. And she's friends with AOC, and oh, good fucking God. It's like we've literally elected the annoying commenter from the Huffington Post section to Congress, like fucking 5 or 6 of them. They're the stupidest people on earth. And they're not coming from districts that represent normal people, right? Ilhan Omar is coming from Keith Ellison's district. Keith Ellison, you might recall, is the wonderful gentleman who has been accused by several of his ex-girlfriends of kicking the shit out of him. And, of course, he dropped out of Congress and got elected Attorney General instead, because, of course, he did. And this chick takes his place. So it's a very, very left-wing district. Anyone with a D next to their name is going to get elected. There's also a lot of Muslim Somalis in Minneapolis, so, of course, you're going to get in. The other chick took over for John Conyers in Detroit. John Conyers, you may recall, had to resign because he fucking groped a bunch of ass while he was a congressman. And again, anyone with a D next to their name is getting elected in that district. AOC is the same shit. She represents 700,000 people. I think 12,000 of them voted for her. Right? She had no Republican running against her. Of course she's going to fucking win. So stop her with this shit with these people. But this is what this chick wrote. Because these people are so full of themselves. I can't even see her right now. She took it down. Okay? She took it down. I'm sure you can archive it. I think yeah, there it is. No, that's not it. I figured it would be like the first thing that comes up. Let me go Ilhan Omar. Because this happened right after our discussion the other night in which I used foul language way too much. And I'm sorry if you guys are bored with the Covington shit. We could talk about something else. But this is just like what everyone's been talking about, you know? So how can I not talk about it? Let's see if we got it here. Yeah, this is what she wrote. It said about the boys. Right? The boys were protesting a woman's right to choose and yelled, "It's not rape if you enjoy it." So, lie number one. There was a kid caught on tape saying, "It's not rape if you enjoy it." Now, the kid looked like he was like 14 years old. We have no idea the context of what you said. And yes, the context does matter, right? If he's fucking joking, I'm sorry. It's a fucking joke, man. You understand the kind of jokes I told when I was 14, 15, 16 years old? It's a fucking joke. It doesn't mean he's actually in favor of rape. And none of you people out there that are all offended by it actually believe that that kid believes that it's not rape if you enjoy it. All right? Secondly, that kid did not even go to Covington Catholic High School, it turns out. Not every white kid in America goes to Covington Catholic High School. I hate to burst your bubble. So there's lie number one. Lie number two. They were taunting 5 black men. This is the most amazing part. They were taunting 5 black men before they surrounded Phillips and led racist chants. How many lies can you fit into one sentence there? The 5 black guys were adults, and they're part of this crazy Jewish Israelite black guy sect of, they're nut jobs in New York who yell at you. You know what I mean? People who grow up in cities are used to people like this. They're just fucking nut jobs. Now these kids are from the burbs. They've probably never seen anything like this before. So they're standing there, and these 5 guys are yelling, calling them cracker asses, calling the one black kid Kanye West. They were even mocking the Native American people. Just being as offensive as possible. Being homophobic, racist, all caught on tape, mind you. She had access to this tape. This is 4 days later. She writes this shit. And clearly, the black guys are the one taunting them. And the kids did not surround Phillips. And by the way, the kids responded to the chants by doing their, by doing their school freaking cheers and shit. If you've ever been to a high school basketball game, you understand, right? How, especially an all-boys school, like St. John's Shrewsbury, their games are all like this, right? The kids go wild. They go wild. They're organized. They take their shirts off. They do funny shit. Sometimes they paint themselves. Oh no, you can't do it in black. Don't even get me started on that either. Right? Painting, the fact that people are so mad, oh my god, they painted themselves black. Yeah, bitch, they paint themselves black or white or blue depending on the theme. That's not racist. These kids don't even understand what blackface is. Stop it. Stop trying to ruin innocence. Right? And the kids did not surround Phillips, and they did not lead racist chants. That's just a lie. He walked up to them. It was the only racist comments came from his buddy who told the kids to go back to Europe. Now, the last part is not a lie, but it's irrelevant. Sandman's family hired a right-wing PR firm to write his non-apology. Who gives a shit? Of course he's going to hire a PR firm. You people made him a national villain. Of course he's going to hire a fucking PR firm. Who cares who has previously used this PR firm? Who gives a shit if they have Republican clients before this? So, he also owes no one an apology. No one. So, yeah. That all shit, the best, she ended up taking it down. My point here is that's the best part about this, right? Is that all of these frauds have been forced to take down their tweets. And that is an awesome sign because it tells me they're scared. For the first time, the media is scared, right? They've been getting away with this shit for so long because no one has ever fought back against them. Ever. Like, people say the same shit about me all the time. I'm not a lawyer. I can't, go out and afford to hire lawyers every time somebody fucking says untrue things about me. It's the reality of all. But these kids, they got lawyers now, right? Because they took it too far. With the Kavanaugh shit, I thought that was the lowest the Democrats could go, right? With the Kavanaugh shit. It was disgusting what they did to him. Disgusting. And I've been very vocal about it. But, number one, he was an adult. And number two, the way he testified, in front of the Senate, turned a lot of people off. I liked it. But it definitely didn't make him, sympathetic or anything like that. But these kids are purely innocent, man. And that's why this shit is not resonating. That's why one after one, these blue check marks are taking their shit down, offering formal apologies everywhere. And good for them. Everybody makes mistakes, honestly. It's sad that a lawyer forced you into doing it, but if that's what it takes, then I think that's a better discourse for everyone. I'm against censorship, right? But I'm also for libel laws, like enforcing libel laws. And if you libel someone, that's not free speech, right? I mean, it is. It's free, but it's illegal, right? And you have to, in civil court, you're responsible for damages that it causes to a person. So good for them. I hope they take, and all these people who haven't taken their shit down, like Sean King's on his list. Oh, God. As soon as I saw that Sean King was on the list, I got, Jesus Christ, people. It moved. It moved. I got so hard so quickly when that happened. I'm like, oh, if you fucking take down Talcum X, me love you long, long time, Mr. Barnes. That would be fantastic to bankrupt that motherfucker. I want these people to be poor. I want them to suffer. I want them to think about this the next time they want to tweet something and ruin someone's life without waiting for the facts. Someone needed to spank these people. So I pray to God that Robert Barnes is the real deal. I pray to God. And I think he is. Because this motherfucker sounds like he means business. All right. So, anyway. Yeah, exactly. I got really wicked. Anyway, why don't you guys ask us any questions or whatever? We can talk about whatever. Yeah, exactly. As North Shore Turtle Babe says, it's not free from consequence, you know? You can say, you know, I don't believe that, like, you should lose your job if you have a strong opinion on immigration or something like that. That's fine. You're allowed to have you should be allowed to have whatever opinions you want to have. You know? I feel that way. Like, even if your opinion is something insane, like, you know, like Alex Jones saying crazy shit about Sandy Hook. Or, like, even if you're like, you know what? I believe in abortion up until a week after the birth. Something fucking fucked up and crazy like that. I think you're wrong for saying that. But I don't think you should be punished for saying that. No. Now, if you actually kill the baby, that's a different thing. But I don't think saying your opinions and being free should cost you your job. However, if you say something that is a lie and it harms another human being, right, and it's malicious, then yeah, fuck yeah, of course you should be held responsible for that shit. Right? Anyway, yeah, he's doing it pro bono. He's doing it pro bono, but let's be honest. Lawyers don't do pro bono work because they're just like, you know, really into it. The lawyers who do a lot of pro bono work, number one, they're already rich, so they can afford to do it. And number two, they're building up their profile, right? I had no fucking clue who Robert Barnes is, but this is how you become a nationwide name. I mean, it's brilliant. He saw this thing, and he's like, shit, I can defend these kids. I can be the savior of the right wing, and I'm the new right-wing fucking lawyer. You know what I mean? I'm the rights Gloria Allred. I'm the guy now that you call, right? So, yeah, like Sean King, if you're in Black Lives Matter, the first guy you call up is Lee Merritt. He's like the official lawyer for Black Lives Matter. Or Benjamin Crump, one of those guys. Now, this guy might be the guy. Like a right-winger gets in trouble, call up Barnes, right? That's smart, people. It's using your head. Yeah, what's up with that kidnapping dude, Victor? Pretty fucking crazy. No, did you see? I can't wait to read Alyssa Milano's quote-unquote apology after this because I fucking love reading Alyssa Milano. I love reading terrible people. That's why I love free speech. Man, back when I was on Twitter, I would follow the people I hated the most. Just to be like, wow, people are fucking crazy, dude. Like, Alyssa Milano is fucking insane. Right? It's like, weren't you the freaking chick that was banging Tony Danza on Who's the Boss? Or something like that. I forget what part she had there. But she's nuts. Like, AOC, right? Ilhan Omar. I follow all those people because they're fucking nuts. I love it. I love crazy. I can't get enough of crazy. Without crazy, we're out of work. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yeah, back to that Victor Pena fella. The next question here. I'll get to Victor Pena in 1 second. This is a good question from Christine. How do you feel about the layoffs at Huffington Post and BuzzFeed? I feel great about it. I feel like that's karma. And it's not a coincidence, man. BuzzFeed, and especially the Huffington Post, even more than BuzzFeed, are just trash websites. They masquerade as real news, but they're just left-wing blogs. That's all they are, you know? They have no desire to tell the truth or anything like that. They're completely slanted. Turtle Boy's slanted, but at least we have, like, a desire to find the truth at all costs, right? Regardless of politics. We're in a battle for the truth. So, I couldn't be... there couldn't be two more deserving organizations to lay it. There'll be more, too. The New York Times, the Washington Post, the Boston Globe, USA Today, all of these fucking organizations. I love it when people get laid off there. And I love it when journalists whine about, oh, we're under attack. People are so mean to us. Bitch, they should be mean to you. You're terrible. You don't tell the truth. You're not good at your job. You're not. You're lazy. Cassandra Fairbanks did all the work for you. And CJ Pearson and all these fucking kids are fine. And Turtle Boy, and we're finding out more shit than you people are. Right? You deserve. That's how it goes, right? That's how freaking capitalism works. If you provide a service and then someone provides that service better than you, then you go out of business. Newspapers ain't going to be around that much longer. If they need to just become balanced. That's all they have to do, really. That's it, right? The reason Fox News is so successful, right, is because they're the antidote to the left. They're the only right-wing media outlet. But the left is so many of them. They compete against each other. Just become balanced, man. Make it so that half of your editorial staff is conservative and half is liberal. That's it. Then you can draw in readers and say, you know what? You don't have to like everyone here, but this is a platform for free speech. You know, it is what it is. So I'm very happy about it. No, they're not government funded, but I'm very, very happy about it, and it's fucking sweet karma. The kidnapping dude, Victor, I really don't have that much to say about that other than the obvious. That motherfucker is crazy, but I think he knew exactly what he was doing, right? I think that he is a manipulative motherfucker, and he's smart enough to know that if he plays the crazy card, he wasn't fucking crazy enough to, like, you know, not get her home. He lives on his own, doesn't he? He's able to function. Sure, he doesn't have a fucking job or anything. But I think he's just a psycho, man. An absolute animal. I'm surprised he doesn't have, like, chicks in it. Like, he's like the bad guy from Criminal Minds. You know, like, it was a ticking time bomb. Poor Olivia Ambrose. I mean, why her? You know, it sucks that she had to be the one. And we still don't know if she was raped, right? She has not been charged with rape. But I mean, can you guys imagine a situation in which she wasn't raped? I hate to say it. I hate to be negative. But if he didn't rape her, then what the fuck did he kidnap her for 3 days? Right? Did he tie her up the whole time? Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, what? Couldn't she get out when he was sleeping? Did he even have guns? I haven't heard anything about him having guns on him. Like, I don't know. Maybe he beat the shit out of her. I don't know the whole deal. I mean, sure, it all come out. But to me, a lot of this doesn't make sense, right? I still don't understand. Like, when he was sleeping, couldn't she freaking hit him with a lead pipe or something? Motherfucker gave her phone back to her on Tuesday, and she started texting mom. That's insane. Insane. I thought for sure, I hate to say it, but I thought for sure this girl was dead, right? This doesn't happen, right? You don't get found. It's not a thing. I've never heard of that before. Except in, like, Gone Girl. That's the only time I've ever heard of that. Missing women don't get found. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, any other questions you guys have before we call it a night here? Good little talk here. Wild card, grab bag. He is crazy and put on a hell of a show in court. Yeah, he did, man. That was so... The idiot is too stupid to know what he was doing. He is pretty stupid, but... You know, what was he doing out? Like, was he, like, looking for chicks to... You know what I mean? Was he just, like, a hunter on the prowl? Like, I'm going to find the first drunk chick I see. She wasn't in the ghetto. She was in, like, a ritzy part of Boston, man. It's, like, downtown, basically. The North End, almost. And, there she was. You know, he just fucking takes her. Like, what the fuck? Totally. You think he was stalking her? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Michelle McPhee initially reported that she was kicked out of the bar, but then the cops were saying that a guy was kicked out of the bar and she followed him. So who knows what's up with that? He probably has bones hidden in an underwear drawer. It would not surprise me. Maybe he drugged her for the whole 3 days. I mean, that is possible. It puts the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose again. Yeah. No, he had a deadbolt on the door. Oh, deadbolts? Oh, he had a deadbolt. Wait, you can have a deadbolt key from the inside? How can you have a deadbolt key from the inside? I've never heard of that before. I know deadbolts, obviously you would need a key on the outside, but on the inside usually you just flip the switch, no? That's interesting. And they weren't allowed to put deadbolts on the door either. He put one on himself. When can you do a mock Uncle Turtle Boy lesson to show us what it's like to be in your class? Oh, that's a good question. Maybe next week sometime. The deadbolt needed a key from the inside as well. That's fucking weird, dude. If you have it like set up like that where you need a deadbolt from both the inside and the outside, that only means one thing. That means you are planning on kidnapping someone. Like, that's literally the only reason to have a deadbolt on the inside and the outside. That is fucking insane. Wow. That's crazy. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that, North Shore. Yeah, it was only the second floor, huh? I would imagine like he fucking probably had bars on the window. I'm sure the girl's intention, I'm sure she was scared shitless. Man, I can only imagine. She's got to be fucked up from this, huh? I mean, that's not something you just like get, especially if she was raped, then she's fucked for life. Like, you never get over that. But man, I hope this guy never gets out of prison. Oh my God. I feel like he'd like to be caught and get the attention. Yeah, I mean, anything else people are saying? Gone Girl is also about a psychopath. Yeah. Gone Girl is one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen. Oh, and it's got a terrible end, not a terrible ending too, but it's like, it ends, not the spoiler, it ends and he's just like, yeah, now you're married to her forever. Okay, so she's definitely going to go fucking crazy again. So that's a fucked up movie. Let's see, he may have nailed the window shut, never know. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. If he's the kind of guy that gets deadbolts on the inside and outside, yeah. Yeah, he definitely did something on the windows too. Definitely did something on the windows. I'm willing to bet. Anyway, only young men disappear? They do? I didn't know that. Let's see. He's like a Boston Gacy, except with women instead of little boys. Yeah, so true. He's a predator. Yeah. This was not, somebody saying it's not random. You guys don't think it's random? Yeah, the Leachy thing too, with his ex. I mean, we broke that story. No one's stolen it yet. His ex-girlfriend there, that he has taken over the Facebook page for. I mean, I was piecing that one together last night. North Shore Turtle Babe kind of figured that one out, right? And it was like, she realized, like, wait a minute. Because she speaks Spanish. I don't. And she's like, this mother, like, all these people are saying, right? And he's talking under this woman's name. And they're saying, that's him talking. Like, who the fuck knows where she is? We messaged a bunch of her friends today. I don't think any of them speak English. Because none of them messaged us back. But that is a wild, the Leachy aspect was just, wild, man. Yeah. Let's see. How would that have been allowed in public housing? It's not allowed. It's not allowed. He just did it on his own. Yeah, I bet my life this wasn't the first time. Well, I feel like it would have been reported, right? The only way it's not his first time is if he's already killed, right? How does he reside in public housing if he had a criminal record? Got one word for you, Athena. Massachusetts. That's how. Massachusetts. When you have politicians who get elected on a platform of quote-unquote criminal justice reform, what that really means is letting career criminals have, 50th chances. Like people like him. Because they believe in the goodness of these people. The rest of us are smart. We know ratchets. We know them, right? We know that people like him don't change. That this is just who they are. But these idealists out there, oh, everybody can change. Everybody can be a good person. We just need more love and, hugs and talking about our feelings and shit. It's like, no, bitch, we need more electric chair. That's what we need. That'll fix shit real nicely, right? Real nicely. Yeah, exactly like Nathan says, because Massachusetts. Anything else here? Well, thank you, Lisa. Lisa says we do a great investigating. I graciously appreciate that. Imagine 3 days with him. Lisa says, that must have been the longest 3 days, man. Wow, that poor fucking girl. She woke up hungover, right, on Sunday, scared shitless. Probably didn't let her shower at all. Or maybe he did. Maybe he, watched her. Who knows? Right? She probably is in serious need of a psychologist right now. I'm sure she's getting one. And, she's damaged goods, man. I don't know how you ever fucking get over that. Ever. Must have been the longest 3 days ever. Right? All right, so Lacey brings up a good question. What about Achim? Achim. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. There's a missing man from Springfield who I'm kind of catching up on here, right? He died. He's not dead. Not reported, okay? He disappeared from a bar. I want to say it was in Springfield. And same shit, right? I think it was towards the end. It was cold out. And I'm going to have to read up on this some more. But nobody's seen him. Nobody. Now, he's a bigger guy, African-American. People like that don't get kidnapped. Little women do. Well, not all. It's very rare. I don't want to go pumpkin spice mafia on you. But, bigger black guys like that, they can't get kidnapped like, Olivia Ambrose did. So, I fear the worst for him, man. I fear the worst for that guy. I can't imagine he died of frostbite, because if he did, they would have found him. I fear foul play. I think most people do. You don't just run away, right? And that's not a thing. Nobody does that. So unfortunately, I have a really, really bad feeling about that one in Springfield. It's very sad. He's a student in Westfield State. But yeah. North Shore Turtle Babe says he's been in housing for 10 years but had no criminal record. But didn't he have multiple restraining order violations and assault charges and shit? Granted they were dropped, some of these things. But I feel like even having a charge on you, you should not qualify for public housing. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I'd like to talk about Willie. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. I feel, with that whole story out of Springfield, I feel bad, obviously. But, man, it's like, it's tough to talk about, but odds are he's not going to get found, man. It's just the way it is. When he eventually they will find out what happened to him, but I don't think it's going to be the happy ending that the Olivia Ambrose one was. You know what I mean? It's a terrible story. So, yeah. So I'd like to hear more about that story. So if people want to kind of message us the details, I'd be more interested in looking into it. Oh, he pinged by the bridge. Oh, is that the bridge over the Connecticut River? Because if so, that's a big fucking bridge, man. If the phone pinged over the bridge, odds are he fell in the water, right? Could he have fallen over drunk? He's in the river, people are saying. Ugh. Athena says he could go missing on his own. Adults are allowed to go missing. Yeah, but, how... Do they? You guys recall a lot of, adults going missing? I don't ever... And they're, found. They're like, oh, yeah, I just needed some time away for a couple weeks. And, people have jobs and shit, I've never heard of that before. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm just not familiar with it. Who knows? But you just send it to the Facebook page, or Willie, send it to turtleboysports@gmail.com. Yeah. Anyway, B did. He didn't. Who's B did? He is insane. Anyway, why don't we call it a night, people, because I got to get going. But good talk, right? I'm enjoying these chats that we're having, these podcasts, and we will see you all. We're going to do live this weekend on Sunday night. I got plans on Saturday, plus the Celtics are playing the Warriors. Really want to watch that game on Saturday night. And yeah, so we're going to do Sunday night live. We're going to have Merrimack Valley Turtle Bay with us. It's going to be popping, and we'll be ready to rock, all right? All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.